Joelo Ssenyonyi aha Kyagulanyi yamulaba era lwaki yamulonda kubanga ye tewali kamuyitako amaaso eva gaba maggule akiri mu parliament eno kansoke mukuwe.
Right, Honorable Speaker, two quick issues. One, on the certificate of financial implications, the Deputy Attorney General earlier on was responding to our colleague, the Youth MP. Honorable Deputy Attorney General, you did not with specificity respond to the question of the certificate of financial implication. You responded generally because the issues are very specific on the amounts, because figures are figures, yeah? So maybe you need to compose yourself and respond because you did not, you spoke very generally, not specifically to the question. Number two, Right Honorable Speaker, I'm actually a little bit alarmed that government is saying that part of the reason there's been challenges with planning is because these entities are in different locations, so they are not in sync. That has alarmed me because I did hear that from the Honorable Kasolo, that now that they get to be under one roof, they will be listening to each other a lot more. I would expect a different and even better reason. You know, all the while, as I have been saying, the compelling argument has been on cutting down government expenditure. But now if you're saying that, you see, they are not listening to each other because they're in different locations, then you need to be better organized as government. That would mean for me that even under one roof, there will still be challenges. You will say, you see, this is a desk on third floor, the other one is a desk on first floor. I think let's be a lot more compelling in our arguments. We want to cut down on government expenditure, yes, but we want to make sure there is efficiency. And that efficiency question is not coming through properly, Honorable Kasolo. And that's why some members are saying, wait a minute, can we be convinced properly? Because there's physical planning board here, there's population council, there's national planning authority. In the ideal situation, I want to see how we lessen all government expenditure. I want to see how instead of having 80 plus ministers, we have 10. In the ideal. Because then you're cutting down and then ensuring efficiency. So that's something that you colleagues on the front bench are not addressing, and yet you need to address it and convince members realistically.
Thank you, Right Honorable, for giving way. The issue of efficiency is very important, and we should take it seriously.
Clarification, right?
Honorable members,
Clarification.
you have even just come here, let me first have Honorable Nambose.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we all appreciate the need to rationalize and to cut expenditure. But there are some things, Madam Speaker, that cannot be put together just for the sake of it. For example, even if we are to combine ministries, we would not put the Ministry of Education under energy. Madam Speaker, fiscal planning is a function that involves day-to-day activities that run up to local authorities. I want to know this National Planning Authority under the Ministry of Finance, how it will be able to supervise and monitor activities of physical planning that run up to local physical planning authorities, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, I am not standing over. When you look at the financial implication for fiscal planning amendment bill 2024, the figures are here. The non-wage recurrent is 4.5 billion. Are we together? This is what is going to the parent ministry, NPA. Then, when you look at the National Population Council Act, what is also going to NPA? The figures are 11.92 billion. also going to the parent. Now, I don't see where the argument is coming from, unless if you wanted just these same figures to be copied, Chairman, you have something, and then Minister of Defense.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, it is this same House that requested for individual certificates for entities being merged. And Right Honorable Speaker, you've rightly put it. The entities that are being merged are those that have financial certificates of financial implication. The other one is just on the receiving end, and there's no change. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I would like the chairperson of the committee to clarify the following. Under Rule 118, taken from the PFMA, the certificate of financial implication issued under Subrule 1 shall indicate the estimates of revenue and expenditure over the period of not less than 2 years after coming into effect of the bill. Would the chairperson tell us the figures, the revenue estimates, and also the expenditure estimates, since he has examined that certificate? And if he does that, then we can then proceed. Would the chairperson or any of the members of the front bench come and tell us those estimates? And these estimates are figures as provided for in the law. And from the Attorney General, I wanted this clarification from you. By practice, the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General are senior members who should guide the House. Where there is a breach of law, the Attorney General cannot be seen to be siding with the violation of the law. And I invite the Deputy Attorney General to at this time become the Attorney General of this country. Yes. And having recognized that there is a problem with this, he should actually be conceding.
Madam Chair, sorry, Right Honorable Speaker, I've listened to Odur.
Honorable Odur.
Honorable Odur. You do not expect me to concede unless I'm convinced. We have 3 certificates that must be read together. And the 2 certificates have given the figures. And like the speaker has read, the certificate of financial...
First of all, before you read them, under the Fiscal Planning Amendment Bill, Fiscal Planning, the saving that will be made, remember, it is the fiscal planning that is making a saving. The saving that will be made will be the 4.54 if you took this to the National Planning Authority. And I'm reading according to the documents. Then under the National Population Council, when you repeal that, you're making a saving of 11.9, which will be transferred to the NPA. Now, here brings in law and accounting. When there is a debit this side, there should be an equal credit. No, Moses, not so. Moses, yes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I agree with you on the certificate of financial implication for Population Council. It is indicated 11.92. I have with me the certificate of financial implications for the National Planning Authority. And number 3, subtitle, funding and budgetary implications. There will also be costs expected from absorption of functions performed by the National Population Council and National Physical Planning Board into the structures for National Planning Authority. What are those costs, Deputy Attorney General? Because you mentioned them, and this is a certificate signed by the Honorable Matia Kasaija, Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. In the other, you've given us a breakdown. But in this one, you've just given us a heading. What are the costs? Because you're conceding that there will be costs expected from the absorption. What are which ones? There are figures.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I just want to illustrate this in a very simple way. If you're carrying one exercise book there with you, and I'm going to give you the two that I have, okay? That's the additional weight that will come to you. So that's the cost that will actually arise. That will be there for NPA. The cost that is transferred from these other entities that are brought to them. That's the simplistic way I could illustrate it. Yeah, thank you.
Honorable Abade, Honorable Zijana, I will come to you.
Right Honorable Speaker, we need to understand that the technical and professional within these two entities which are being rationalized will be absorbed by the National Planning Authority. That's the assumption we have. And they will go with salary-related costs, which are personal. However, institutions have non-salary related costs. If you're having two institutions, issues like rent, issues like internet, issues like electricity, issues like water, as issues you would actually save if you integrate the two institutions. Therefore, we believe, or we are sure that staff who are technical from the Physical Planning Authority and the National Population Council will be absorbed to take the expertise to National Planning Authority. However, the non-technical staff who may be lost, that's the administrative staff who may be lost. They may be lost and some costs will be incurred. However, the non-personal costs, which I have mentioned, will be saved. And I think for that matter, we shall be making a big saving while consolidating and integrating the planning. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for the opportunity. She says she was coming to me, so it's me. The Attorney General has admitted, Right Honorable Speaker, that there are 3 certificates of financial implication. 2 certificates indicate the anticipated revenue and expenditure. The 3rd certificate does not. And that is the defect we are talking about. Okay. I'll wait the attention of the chair.
Thank you for Honorable Livingston. Right,
this is a legal question, Bozaya. We are dealing with a legal question. Kamas will come later.
I am giving you information.
I don't want your information. It's me to allow the information.
Okay, give.
Thank you, Right
Allow the
Honorable
information. I have not even submitted. What are you informing me about?
Order.
Honorable members have not given anybody the microphone. We have not given anybody the microphone.
Order. Order, right.
Order.
Honorable members, honorable members, can you sit? Can we hear from Lop?
Right Honorable Speaker, this house is a legislative house, and it's important that as we make laws, we follow the law. That's very important. Otherwise, we shall look we shall look shabby. People are taking us to court over procedural issues, over legal matters. The defect there is with the financial certificate of financial implication of NPA, as I have stated. You are not alluding to the figure. In the other ones, you are clarifying properly. So for Population Council, you've given us a figure which is going to be saved, 11.9 billion. Okay, granted. Maybe on another day we can interrogate how you did come to that, but want to take it as it is. For Physical Planning Board, you've given us a figure, 4.5 billion shillings to being saved. What you're saying,
way forward.
what you're saying is that those savings will offset the costs of the NPA. And now we are saying, what are those costs? Can they be adumbrated too? That's something we must cure. We must find a cure to that because it's a legal question. It's not just a political one. Yeah? It's a legal one. As you have indicated what's to be saved the other side, here you're mentioning this is going to be, okay.
Thank you. Lop, I've never interrupted you. And this one is just the flow. I agree with you in many aspects, especially on the costs that are being saved. And on those costs, you are not asking the certificate. You're not inquiring about the details of those costs. Some are categorized as non-wage. If you are asking NPA to also put the expected costs, that you break this down, you would apply the same system. Because the assumptions in the legislation, you have assumptions that yes, when you do all this, there will be some cost. And that's the cost that Lop, Honorable Sarah, and Honorable Dur, they are saying we must indicate them here. NPA is a parent organization which is not being merged. They are staying with all, if you want to know the costs in the NPA, you have to interrogate what is in the budget of NPA. Because the clarification I wanted to seek from you, I know you passed through Busoga to go home, but stop intimidating me. Now, the clarification I want is that, no. The Right Honorable, protect me from my good friend.
The rules are clear.
Just get his order.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The point of order I want to raise, the Honorable Oboth, is he in order to come to the floor of Parliament and confuse two simple and plain English words, revenue and savings. What the certificate require is an estimate of revenue and expenditure, not a saving. A saving has never been income, and we can debate that. Is he in order, therefore, to come and get confused by those two simple words?
A revenue and a saving. Honorable members, I am even surprised that even the team is confusing the whole a revenue, a saving, vis-a-vis expenditure. When I take you away from Parliament, when you lose your seat from Parliament, we are having a saving. A saving because we are not going to pay you anymore. When we get people from the Fiscal Planning Authority, we are going to have a saving in the Fiscal Planning Authority, which saving is going to be transferred to NPA. That will become a cost in NPA. I am speaking now from the financial aspect. You get it, eh? We have had a saving. We have a saving from the council, and we have the saving from the population council. What we are saving after merging them is a saving, not a revenue. It is a saving. But it is going to be an expenditure on the other side because you're taking the people from here to NPA, and NPA will pay them the equivalent.
I actually agree with you, partially though, Right Honorable Speaker, to the extent that the money that is being saved from Population Council and Physical Planning Board will be available to offset costs at NPA. However, not in totality, because otherwise then what would be the essence of rationalization? Because if all the 11.9 billion saved from Population Council is going to be spent at NPA, so why are we rationalizing? If all the 4.5 billion that is saved at Physical Planning Board is going to be spent at NPA, why then are we doing this? The essence is we shall only use a small fraction of the 11.92 billion saved from National Planning Council. We shall only use a small fraction of the 4.5 billion saved from Physical Planning Authority. Now, that small fraction is what we want you people to have told us in the certificate of financial implications. It cannot be the entire.
Way forward, could you make a commitment that
what Honorable Ssenyonyi is asking for can be furnished by government?
yes?
And that is really wants to know. And the Minister of Finance is here, very able one, to make that commitment. But it should not be a deterrent to passing this law.
No. Thank you very much, Right Honorable, and I thank Honorable both. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I undertake to bring the breakdown, the certificate indicating the breakdown of the savings and the expenditures from the monies that we shall have saved from National Population Council and the National. So I undertake to bring the additional information indicating the breakdown of the savings.
AG,
For purposes of clarity, we do acknowledge the arguments made by the other side.
Justice, Honorable Dur.
We will make an addendum to clarify the anomaly. In the meantime, it is our humble request that the House proceeds.
Lob.
Right Honorable Speaker, this is a matter that is clear to the front bench.
Okay, let's first go to NPC. We are not withdrawing the bill. Let's handle NPC. Let's handle the board, and then we come back to this one.
Bill second reading, the National Population Council Amendment Bill 2024.
Minister.
Sorry. The National Population Council Repeal Bill 2024.
omuliro ndoza muguwulira mu house. Joel ekintu yakikyusaamu yakifumba parliament agitegeera bulungi twali nsonga eyitawo nga tagicekinze ate nga tabatadde kalabba olidde wateka kalabba ne bebuzaabuza bino n'abasekerera baagala okuyisaamu ssente z'amancoolo ze banaaliira awo ng'ensi tetegedde nga tewali azoogerako bavunje envunje naye abalaba era n'abagamba mbalaba mbalengera temujja kuziryayo nga bwe mubadde mulowooza nti mujja kulya ndye mumale mugende bugenzi bwe mutyo oyo no gwayita Joel Ssenyonyi Bisekezi ensonga azikwata bulungi amanyi omulimu gwe era asimba nakakongo n'agamba wano sijja kutaawo nja kunywezaawo ate mujja kulyasimbiza mu Womusolo kale twaza nnyo no Joel Ssenyonyi olw'ensonga okubanga tozitembeka bulungi mbagala nnyo n'abaliko omubalikubaako omukama Katonda abakuumire tujja kuba tuddamu batime